We don't do them too often, but it's another episode of us trying to sell you big brand because it is actually effing brilliant. As we said in our last article or last video on the Cedarol, bigger can be better, right? Larger companies have the ability to leverage quantities of premium super luxury wine at prices that smaller companies aren't able to do. This is capitalism, this is economics, this is big fish, little fish, and create a scenario where they can offer something out at a price for the money that is not reachable or attainable by other entities that don't have their economic power and weight behind them. Case in point, BV. Beaulieu Vineyards, owned by Treasury, huge company, and Beaulieu Vineyards, big Napa Valley winery, but they are entrenched in the Napa Valley. They are the core of Napa Valley. There wasn't a Napa Valley. It was a place where people grew grapes, and BV was a great producer there, right? We have to understand that Beaulieu Vineyards was ahead of the game. Andrei Chelichev, the history of Napa Valley, icon, the greatest wines, 58 BV George Latour. What do you want? BV was a backroom wine. BV George Latour was a backroom wine until the 90s. It was a scenario where nobody could do what they did for the money they did it at. And the thing is, it still holds true today. As much as you want to hate Beaulieu Vineyard, BV, as much as you want to hate Beringer, as much as you want to hate corporate, as much as you want to go down that path of like, oh yeah, no, I only drink like artisan wine where the winemakers have lots of tattoos and trained at a kibbutz. No. Well, sometimes yes, right? Some of those guys have their shit together and they know what they're doing and they put wine out at a fair price, but sometimes bigger will be better. And it's true with Beringer, it's true with Mondavi, it's true with Beaulieu Vineyards, BV. You can't fight this. You can't fight this, right? The 2021 Cabernet Sauvignon is a fabulous wine in its peer group and a stunning value. One of the best in Napa Valley. There are basically no Napa Valley wines at the price point, especially for this level of quality. A rush of dark red cherry, plum spice, leather, and pipe tobacco immediately announces the 2021, racing exuberant to the core with terrific balance. This is an absolute pleasure to taste. I mean, I read it to you. That's Antonio Galloni, Venice Media, one of the most heralded wine critics in the world, telling you that if you don't buy this, you're an idiot. Like, it's impossible. You're not going to get better, right? And it may hurt you guys because we deal with a lot of great artisan boutique wines. That's 99% of what we do. But that 1%, when it hits, you have to listen. You have to acknowledge greatness. You have to sit there and go, no one else can do this for this type of money. And the 2021 BV Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon is one of those wines. Mostly Rutherford and Calistoga here. Great winemaking, a minimal oak program. There's some probably European or Hungarian barrels figuring in, but masterfully done in that sense. And I'm sure there's some like BV1 or BV2, you know, these famous heralded vineyards that go into George Latour. I'm sure a little bit of that creeps down into this wine, especially the younger vine material. You got 2021, a great vintage. Like, really? You know, I don't want to fight you on this. I know you want to buy the $60 Cabernet from a cat that made like 200 cases that makes like $300 wine from Tocolone or whatever the hell. And okay, I get it, you know, but I don't want to fight you on this. I just want to read you the news, right? Unbiased news here. No CNN, no Fox. This is like real news on a bottle of wine. And this is breaking news. This wine's very good. Outstanding, actually. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you guys. Some of the greatest Napa Valley Cabernet values in the world come from Beringer, come from Mondavi, come from BV. Sorry, you know, sure they might make a coastal wine, they might make Woodbridge, they might make whatever that you want to rail against that might not work for you philosophically. But fact of the matter is, this bad boy at 35 bucks. Outside of like the work we do with like Thread Feathers and Westerly and some of these other really killer boutique artisan wines that we managed to pull in at these types of prices, outside of those wines, you're not getting any better for the money. 94 from Suckling too, I think. So scores abound, 90, whatever. The point is, it's really hard. It's gonna be really hard for you to find better Napa Valley Cabernet on the market under $40 than the BV 2021 Napa Valley Cabernet Sauvignon. Bless your heart. This is gorgeous gear for the money. Come and get it from me. Get it from me. Buy it from me. Cheers.